How's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming to hang out with Lee the Mad Shocker and myself. We're hanging out here talking comic books as usual and all kinds of other wild shenanigans. Speaking of shenanigans, see that video I sent you the other day with the dude fucking hitting the crocodile with the pan?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I got that. Oh, fella's just defending himself. It's just another day up here, mate.
Bro, he walked down the damn stairs with the pan and swatted the crocodile like it was his dog. Like his dog had offended him. He just walked down there and hit its ass with the pan.
Yeah, tough old bloke. Obviously, had a few experiences with crocodiles in his time.
Or a few beers before he went down there.
No.
The other.
I don't know if I would have reacted quite the same. I probably would have stayed inside, but hey.
What's going on, man?
Hello.
So, we'll talk about Greed for a few minutes. The campaign's just about over for it. I think we're at, let's see where we're at right now. $6,486 with 148 backers. That's fucking awesome. Oh, no, it's not morning for me, dude. It's like 7 o'clock. But 7 o'clock in the evening. But so this issue of Greed has doubled the last issue, more than doubled the last issue, which is super, super exciting. And not only in that, but funds as well as backers. And I'm always wanting to say the backer count is so important. It's Shawnee. What's going on with Shawnee? The backer count is so important because that means that we're reaching more people, reaching more fans. And it's just an epic, epic thing to see that number as high as it is for Greed. You know what I mean? Which is very, very exciting. The new art direction is beautiful. I think Ed Garcia is really, knocking that shit out of the park. But it's really, really cool to see, and I'm very grateful to everybody that's backed it and is checking it out. We've got a couple more hours on that. But tonight, I want to talk to you guys, and I was talking to Lee about it, about movies to comic books. You know what I mean? And vice versa, and comic books to movies, because I fucked that up a minute ago. So we'll talk a little bit about both, but it has a lot to do with the series we have coming up here next month. So I'm very, very excited about it. That being Theater 7, and I'll pop you guys up a cover real quick while we're sitting here BSing. There's Trevor's cover. I'm in love with that. I think it's so, so good. What a beautiful cover. There's a wild version of that too. I'm sure you guys are aware that'll be coming down the pipe. But poor Penny and her outfits, they seem to disappear so fast. I don't know what happens to them. They just kind of slip right on off. But so, Lee, let's get it started. What was your first comic book to movie or vice versa experience? Like, what was your big one that you really enjoyed?
Well, it wasn't the one I'm sure there are a lot in the 80s that I can't really remember, but I did have a little secret affection for the 1988-89 Punisher movie with Wolf Lundgren and
for sure.
Jr. Yeah, watched that quite a few times when I was younger. Probably the one that springs to mind, since we were speaking about that earlier, that always pops into my mind is another little one that I think is underrated, which is called The Road to Perdition, with Tom Hanks and Daniel Craig and Jude Law. Not like cognitively my favorite.
Was that
it was a comic book beforehand, mate. Not anything to do with the actors or big stars that are in it or anything, but just when I watched it, it was one of those ones where I really gravitated towards it and thought it rounded itself out really well. So I've never read the comic book, but that's a case for me of a movie I saw wanting me to veer off into the comic books or try and find them, but they are difficult to find.
Really? Okay. For sure. I have to
Yeah,
remember
so
that one.
that's me. Yeah, check it out, man. It's really good. It's 1940s sort of bootleg period era
Yeah.
America
Okay.
and stuff. Hitmen, like that sort of thing. One of them
What
tries
about
to get
that?
out of the business sort of stuff. So it's pretty good, Jack.
For sure. For sure. I dig that kind of stuff. I think one of my favorite, and before we get into like the stereotypical ones or the easy ones, I was a big fan, and a lot of the younger folks won't, be so into this. But I was a Conan fan, like a big Conan fan.
Yeah,
The whole deal with Red Sonja and all that. Her first appearance being in a Conan issue, and I really, really enjoyed that character. This big hulking dude. I grew up in the '80s, so this big hulking dude that didn't give a shit, just whooping everybody's ass. That was awesome to me. It was like if you had a realistic Hulk that didn't give a fuck about what anybody thought. You know what I mean? He wasn't green, but he still went around whooping everybody's ass.
yeah, man. I would agree. That's a pretty good call. I'm a big fan of the books by Robert E. Howard that came out in the '30s, man. I got quite a few of them, and the comic books themselves with Barry Windsor Smith and Roy Thomas in the day.
The
I've got quite a
magazine
lot of
side.
them as well. Yeah, they were, man. They're originally little ones, like normal size, but then they veered off into that savage sort of Conan and heaps of
See,
black and white ones. Yeah,
I think my earliest books are real low number, the big ones. You know what I mean? I really, really enjoyed those. I thought they were a lot of fun. And then talking about Conan, you get into like another one that was a favorite of mine was Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Judge. The new movie is particularly good. Well, new 10 years ago. I grew up with 2000 AD, mate. That was
I remember. Yeah.
I'm actually a huge Judge Dredd fan. Probably one of my favorite comic books of all time, mate. Is it's called Tale of the Dead Man, and it links into an extremely large Judge Dredd saga. But it's about 60 pages. It's brilliant, mate.
I love that. I love that. There were so many good ones that we take for granted. Like I mentioned earlier to you was, oh man, why can't I think of his name now? I want to say the Watchman. I don't know why I want to say the Watchman.
Alan Moore.
Yeah, but no, it's not the Watchman. It was the what was the dude's name with the mask?
Oh, V for Vendetta.
No, it wasn't a DC book. It was man, he wore the red mask on his. It was almost like a bandana. I just said his name just a little bit ago. I don't know. I can't remember. Whatever. They did action figures of it, and it was a really big deal. And he was like burned. Fuck.
Spawn.
No. They did 2 movies of them. But they did these action figures. They were so badass. They were like clear, and like he would throw up his one of his arms was made like this, so he would pull his cape up, and he could fire his pistol, and you could look over his cape that he was holding up.
Well, there was the Shadow.
The Shadow. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
for sure. And Grifter was that was a good thought too, Michael, for sure. But they did these really cool Shadow action figures where if you guys were a fan of, the Shadow, I was really young when the comics were out, but the movies I thought were really, really interesting. He was like a regular dude that was just like a poor man's Bruce Wayne that would kill people. You know what I mean? He was like he gets all messed up and then goes after the people that messed him up. It's almost like, who did that? Was that a DC book?
That was Will Eisner, mate. That's the Shadow is a very old character. I think you'll find that's one of those 30s, 40s American comics.
I feel like that's where the Punisher spun from, the concept. You know what I mean? I really feel like that may have been somewhere that he had come from. But there's a lot of really cool books like that. If you guys get the opportunity to check out the old films, the old books.
Flash Gordon.
Oh my God!
Who doesn't like that movie, man?
Right?
Seriously, hey?
Oh man, heavy metal.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No,
know,
there's lots, mate.
oh my
And then
gosh,
you can get into the anime world, man. You could
Oh,
veer
for
off into
sure.
your Akiras and Blade of
Yeah,
the
the
Immortals and all
Gundams and
sorts of things.
Bubblegum Crisis and all that
Mm.
jazz. Oh my gosh, so good. Well, look at your films now. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio has been sitting on Akira for years now. You know what I mean? Years now.
Tricky
Um,
one to get, mate. Tricky one to.
exactly, Michael.
Mm.
That's what I was talking about a moment ago. Um, for sure, that's literally what Lee just said. I love that. No, yeah. So when they were going to do the Shadow thing, they had the Darkman movie come out, and the Darkman movie poster always sticks with me because he was all burned up, and there was like fire behind him, and he was sitting on like this metal like awning he was standing on. It's really really cool. But there's so many good characters that we're starting to see come back. What's his face? You just did. You were just doing some stuff with the purple guy, and I sound.
Oh yeah, like the Phantom.
The
Yeah,
Phantom.
he's
Yeah.
There's lots of debate, man, over like where he originated from. I think Lee Falk was an American, wasn't he? And but I think that the Australian comic book publishing company Frew, and anyone write in to see if let me know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think Frew is the longest publishing like singular company in a country that's done Phantom for ages. Because for memory, I think it's up to like nearly issue 2000 or something like that,
Wow.
mate. So yeah, I think and it runs in newspaper strips out here. So yeah, it's very popular. And then
That's
there
awesome.
was the Billy Zane movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came in.
Oh man, we laugh because we talk about these things, and you don't realize some of the stuff that you're looking at. Like, one of the biggest ones I think in modern, I say modern in the 2000s, was I think Hellboy made a big splash. The first and second films. I think the first film did really, really well. I don't think the second one fared as well. I enjoyed it as a Hellboy fan, but I don't think it held up as well as people wanted it to hold up. But then again, we deviated a lot from the stuff going on. Like, I think if they'd have mixed the second movie with Ron Perlman with the new one and kept Ron Perlman but mixed the stories up a little bit, I think that would have done very, very well. I think the story they gave the new guy for the more modern one was really, really good. And it stuck more to the comic books.
Didn't like him though as Hellboy, hey?
Yeah, no, dude, no. I am.
Yeah, you're a Hellboy nut, yeah.
Oh, I am. That is a.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh
that's
my
cool.
God, yeah,
that's a big piece of.
Yeah, dude, he's massive, massive. But I'm a huge Ron Perlman fan, huge Ron Perlman fan. I bought this piece, I don't know, 3 months before a show, and I was like, this is really heavy. It's like a 30, 40 pound piece. And I was going to take it with me, but my wife was like, well, just take the bottom, right? So we take the bottom, and we're carrying this heavy-ass thing around all day, and he canceled his signing, while we're there carrying this heavy-ass thing around. Yeah, I was like, fuck it. But it's so cool, man. Like, the coat is fabric and stuff. Sideshow, man. Sideshow did some badass stuff. Their older stuff's better than their newer stuff, but, whatever. But I'm a huge, huge Perlman fan.
Yeah, no, fair call. I actually, mate, I didn't mind the dude. What's he, the Stranger Things guy? I didn't think he was too bad.
I don't know. I couldn't fuck with him, man.
Probably too soon, though, I think, mate. Might have been the bugger is you leave people hanging with part 2, and then, 5 years later you bring out a reboot. Like, I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I liked some of the stuff. Nut is putting it wildly. I liked some of the stuff that they had. That, like I said, the story and what they had him to go through and stuff. But well, I don't know. I had to put that away. On that note,
Lock it up tight,
I couldn't
mate.
fuck with him. He had to go. I'm sorry. He wasn't Perlman, and he just had to fucking go. That's why we didn't get a sequel, because everybody else thought he had to fucking go too. But another movie that people don't realize was a comic book they were a lot of fans of is fucking MIB.
Yeah, Men in Black. Yeah. I
mean, that's an old school comic, man.
Yeah.
And came out and slew in the box office for the first couple of them. I don't think we'll see another one of those because Will Smith done fucked all that up. But I don't think we're going to see another one of those anytime soon.
No.
And they tried to bring old Thor in to get the ladies' attention, and he didn't do as well as they were hoping he was going to do either. So whatever, shit happens. Man, I was just glad they brought the movies to life. I thought that was very, very cool. There are other movies that came out around those time periods as well that were related to comic books. Jurassic Park had several comic books. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, Dominion just came out, and I enjoyed it. Dominion was pretty damn cool. Oh yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. Well, I mean, he's Tommy Lee Jones. He carries like every movie he's in. I mean, come on now. There was the big one though that people talk about a lot, and then you get so many people that talk about it, so many people forget though, is Blade.
Mm.
And with the new movie coming out, I'm pretty excited about that. And speaking of old Wesley Snipes, he's got his own comic book coming out here shortly.
Mate, I read about Mr. Snipes' Kickstarter comic, The Exiled, last night, actually. Yeah. It went, it hit Kickstarter like yesterday, your time thing. Man, clocked over like 145,000 US in like less than 24 hours, cleaned up. But they have a message down the bottom. I read the whole like campaign. I thought, let's have, shits and giggles. I'll sit here, and read it. And then right down the bottom, it goes, just to let people know, we've only done 30 pages of a 140-page graphic novel, so you could be waiting for a while. And I went, cool. Sure. At least, you let people.
I absolutely agree with you, Michael. I absolutely agree with you. I think the first film, like, no bullshit, when we were kids, that movie came out, I was just blown away. I
saw that at the movies, man. Opening sequence at the time, that whole opening nightclub, thing. Yeah, that's pretty much, that was a good one.
It set it up, right? Like, everything after that you thought you were going to get from a Marvel movie or something. What's funny, as good as, I mean, and I go at them subjectively, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to avoid the big films. But there's like Tobey Maguire, when Spider-Man came out, the first one, I've seen them all in the theater, but when the first one came out, it was truly something magical. You know what I mean? Because you had this character that people weren't expecting to get what we got. There was a lot of the quips and the witty humor and, the violence that we got in those films, versus what we see in the new ones, where it's a little bit more, it's different. I enjoy them, but it's different. But going back to, movies to films and so on and so forth, I think that there are a couple of them that we forget about. Okay. So look at like the Terminator. The Terminator from Dark Horse has been crossed over, oh my gosh, with at least 10 different Dark Horse properties, some DC properties,
Terminator versus RoboCop, man, by Frank Miller and Walter Simonson.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good one.
It was so good. Like, it was so good. One of yeah, right? It was such a good film. Such a good film. But when they did RoboCop versus Terminator, and the video game came out on Sega Genesis and Super NES, you knew that something was there. You know what I mean? Because we didn't get but so many video games from comic book content back in the day. And that was before your Sega CDs and your Sega Saturns and your PlayStations. That was Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So you were getting an indie comic book video game. And I think it was really interesting because the whole concept of the story was so dark, like so dark. Like when he gets taken over by the Skynet and all that other jazz. And I tell you what, one book to look for, guys, if you're a Terminator fan at all, try to get your hands on the Aliens versus Predator versus Terminator books. I have a couple of them, but they keep going up in value. They're great series. It's a really short series, but it's really, really fun. With Ripley and the aliens and the Predators fighting the Terminators down. It's real good. It's real campy. It's real campy. It's not like your normal Dark Horse super gory and everything. It's pretty campy. But it's really, really good.
Man, did you ever, segueing the Dark Horse comic that I picked up by total accident? I actually like the artist Jay Lee. I think, maybe not so much these days. I don't know much about him, haven't seen a lot, but he did not burst on, but like he fucking nailed it with like his Inhumans comic that he did with one of the big writers. And anyway, so I go to the comic book shop and, you got an extra tenner and you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm just going to, grab one off the shelf. So I go to the Dark Horse section and here's G.I. Joe versus Transformers, drawn by Jay Lee. And it was set in the Second World War. So all of the Transformers were World War II constructs.
Right.
And, mate, that is awesome, that comic book. That artwork, the whole story, it's just such a crazy concept. I recommend that to anyone that likes that sort of stuff if you can find it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really good one. I think that those lasted they did a lot of work for the comic industry. You know what I mean? Funnily enough, IDW just lost the rights to both of those IPs. So I don't know who's picking them up, but it wasn't too long ago. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, Spedsy.
Another good one. Oh my gosh, a really good one. Speaking of IDW, has had for a very long time. Who was at Marvel, then was at Dark Horse, then went to IDW, and that was the Godzilla books. They originally started Marvel back in the day. Godzilla even went at it with the Avengers at one point. Then gets shrunk and has to be saved by Dum Dum Dugan and the Howling Commandos at one point while he's fighting a little rat because he's shrunk. That's another character. Godzilla's had a lot of crossovers that a lot of people don't even realize. He also did a great one-shot book when it was with Dark Horse that they crossed over with Charles Barkley, where
did they have a dunking competition?
So what they did was Barkley they like blew him up, so he's huge, like the size of Godzilla, right? And the government makes these basketball hoops for them to play at. And he teaches Godzilla how to hoop. It's a funny ass book. Really, really good one. But yeah, Michael just mentioned Starship Troopers. Now, Starship Troopers originated as a book, if I'm not mistaken, that was used in the U.S. military. That's how that book came to be. But the comic book was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And the movie, of course, was phenomenal. Who didn't like Dizzy? I mean, she was great. I think as a kid, that was the first time I'd seen so many naked people in a film at one time. Like there was like 9 naked people in the showers in that movie. I was like, yeah, no, that's
see,
different.
this is where that Theatre 7 and all that sort of stuff, like comes from, isn't it, mate? Those, like things that you saw when you were a kid.
A lot
you never quite escape those memories, do you?
No, not in the least. Well, it's fun because speaking of Theatre 7, I'm a big, look who it is. It's Lady Hunter.
G'day.
And he's going to be doing some doodling when he gets his shit situated over there.
Oh,
but so one that I really, really enjoyed, and speaking of Theatre 7, was the fact that we had so many ideas and so many different routes we could take with the book. And I'm a big Cave Woman fan. Like, I've been a Cave Woman fan for probably 17 years now. And when I had the opportunity to work with Devin, I was like, holy shit, he does beautiful interiors with Cave Woman. This is just phenomenal. It was such a cool experience, but he's got all this background in theater and stuff, and I had never written a comedy before. So to have him come on and do a comedy with us is just phenomenal. I can't wait to get it out to people. This book has a record number of covers for us, if I'm not mistaken, like a literal record number of covers for us. Even more so than BGD1 did, which is crazy because I think we had like 19 on that fucking issue. But
19 covers. Did I just hear that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. And this one has more.
Mate, why didn't you just flick it to 20?
I don't know. Me, I'm quirky as quirky fucking gets. But we wanted to do something fun, and that was one reason we were talking to you guys about movies tonight. Because Theatre 7 is a book about this young girl in college that gets a job at her local theater that's just been refurbished, and she doesn't realize the theater's haunted. So we're really excited about it. If you guys are fans of Quantum Leap or of Last Action Hero, you're really, really going to enjoy Theatre 7. Because it's got all that, Devin Massey humor and quirkiness and boobs and all that jazz, mixed with my just fucked up shenanigans. Awesome, Shawnee. I'm glad to hear that. So, but it's been quite an experience working with somebody who I look up to in this industry, and to have him come in and just be like, hey, dude, this is going to be awesome. It's a lot of fun. The covers have, like I said, they've come out beautiful. The interior art's absolutely beautiful. One cool thing about this book coming up, if you want a page out of it, we're offering them up on the Kickstarter. Like, almost every single page will be available on the Kickstarter, which is crazy because if you know Cave Woman and trying to get a Devin Massey page, it's like, you're like trying to murder people to get to them. You know what I mean? But oh, look and see. So I know that Bladen is over here working on layouts for BGD3. So we're excited to have him come hang out with us a little bit and show you guys what he's playing around with, doing cool stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
But here's one of the covers I mentioned. It's Sean Forney's cover for Theatre 7. And layout doodles. But the first film that Penny gets pulled into is Return to the Future, which is a play off of Back to the Future, which is great fun because it gave us an opportunity to do a film that was interesting and fun and entertaining and, we could play with. The next film we're actually pulling her into is Big Snake, which is actually a play off of a 1998 film that everybody enjoyed when I was a kid called Anaconda. Big Snake. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mind you, it's all lewd humor, so I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. Hey,
I've seen a lot of these covers because you post them frequently, which is good. You let people know what's happening.
For sure.
And mean this with absolutely no disrespect to any other artist or anyone that's contributed, but April Rayner the other day posted an image
Yeah.
that I have to say, as if I'm assuming that's going to be a cover, but
For sure.
thumbs up to you, April. That was an excellent drawing.
Pretty cool, huh? Like,
excellent piece. Yeah, I really like that one.
she goes ham with the, like, we were telling her, Bladen and I were telling her not to lose her mind using all that candy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh, well, I'm a fan of detail, and that's the one thing that I was like looking at it going, my God, like that's, a lot of thought and effort and time has gone into that, mate. So it's
for sure.
well
For
done.
sure. This issue, speaking of if it hot or BGD, this issue coming up will have a You're the Blue Flame cover from Trevor Grace, which is going to be a little bit more risque than anything we've done yet. So I think you guys will have fun with that. Yay, Trevor. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I let him go. So you've got Trevor Grace, and then you've got Trevor Graceless, and we kind of let Graceless out every now and then to do his thing. He's an incredibly talented dude, and I love working with him and having him on the team. So letting him, go ham and have his way every now and then is a lot of fun to see what he's going to do with things. The Theater 7 You're the Blue Flame cover is actually going to be by Devin Massey. So we're really excited about that. I think you guys will really enjoy it. One thing that he does is, all his stuff is by hand. So he's, you'll have the opportunity to reach out, snag a cover if you want to get the cover, which is a shame because I want to keep that one so bad. But it's beautiful. I think somebody will grab it. I don't want you guys to miss out on those covers. And then one cool thing about, that we haven't really talked too much about Theater 7 is Devin's brother has actually joined the cover team for that book. I had never seen his brother's art, and it's amazing. I can't.
Have you got one there for us to look at?
Let me see if I can snag it real quick. If you want to give me 2 seconds, and you can.
Hey, Talented Family, that one, mate.
Yeah, handle the reins, and I'll find this cover.
Handle the reins. All right, well, I'm actually just looking at Bladen drawing here as well. I'm like a fan of Bladen, so it's nice to see another artist doing their thing, man.
For sure.
Going at it. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So he's like Bladen. You probably only hear me, but maybe Dustin can answer. This is for BGD 3, is it?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Absolutely. I am going to put this image up. I hope you guys can see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's not inked. It's just pencils. So let me see if I can bring it up for you. It's really, really cool. Like I said, I'd only seen his brother's work in what he's shown me before. Serenity. Yeah, she's a bad chick, man. But there's the image. Can't really blow it up, but
yeah.
You can see her eating popcorn in the movie theater and the hands coming up out of the bucket. I'm really, really excited about it. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Talented Family.
Oh man, they're all ridiculously.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't need to, Bladen. Thank you. I was just they're inking them now. I was just showing them off what I had. I've got another really good one. I'll show you guys. Let me find it real quick. I'm gonna pop it on the screen for just a second because I can't really keep it on the screen, so I don't want to get in trouble. But we're past that 10-minute mark, kids. So I'm assuming most of you guys know me if you're watching the show. So give me a second. I'll pop this on for all of 2 seconds. You only get it for a couple seconds. So check it out while you can check it out, but then I'm going to pop it back off. There you go. It's awesome, and it's gone. It's a great cover. Linda Dye is super fun. She's doing a couple covers. She's doing the, speaking of Year of the Blue Flame, she's doing the If It Hops Year of the Blue Flame for October. So we're thrilled with that. She's also got 4 covers for BGD3 coming up. 4 variants.
Busy.
Oh man. That's how we roll, dude. We're always busy. We're always working our asses off.
That little flash up of that cover just took me back to like that scene in Fight Club, man, where he drops that pornographic image in like the middle of that kids movie, where just for that split second the kids aren't sure if they've seen it or not.
Well, that's another movie that went to a comic book right there. Fight Club.
Great movie, great book. Actually, there's the big difference between the books and the comic. Oh, the book, the first one, and the comic book. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, like a lot of narrative differences, but still both very, very good in their
that was
in a creative way.
That one was hard to get a hold of as a free comic book day book. When it first dropped, before it went to its actual release, it was a free comic book day book.
Yeah, right.
Really, really interesting. But one of my favorites, oh my gosh, is the Predator stuff from Dark Horse. I was a huge, huge fan of all that stuff.
Well, are you excited to see that that new one that it dropped a trailer the other day? Prey, I think it's called.
Yeah, I am thrilled in so many ways about that film, because of our ancestry and our family heritage and stuff. I'm very, very excited to see, Native cast members, and I'm excited to see the portrayal of what that kind of adventure would be like. But, there was a Predator, there was a Predator series. It was like it had 2-issue miniseries. Deadliest of Prey is what it was called, and it was literally about this dude in Africa, this Aboriginal individual that was going at it with a predator, and like all he had was his spear and stuff, and he was using lions and shit to attack the predator. It was a really, really cool comic book. It came out about the time that Predator, what was it called? Hell and Hot Water came out. And back in the day, Dark Horse used to shit out Predator books.
Oh man, they did a Predator Tarzan comic book.
Yes, absolutely.
Written, I think Walter Simonson might have written it actually.
I am 100% sure you're correct with that.
And the artwork was done by one of my favorites. I followed him a long time, but a dude called Lee Weeks.
Okay,
and,
right on, yeah.
Mate, Tarzan versus Predator was an awesome mini series. That was another cracker because it took him back to that, because essentially Tarzan's, like early 20th century. So, he had that sort of weaponry and his, jungle survival nuances, like taking on Predator. And, man, that's a great read if anyone can ever find that and you're a fan.
Yeah, that's a good one. They, I tell you, my favorites when it came to those crossovers was actually Batman Predator was really good.
Oh, dude.
Like,
you can't. Now, Sean is probably better at this than me or anyone watching, but I don't think that you can get the original Batman versus Predator anymore. I think they're not, for some particular reason, I don't think they're ever reprinting that first series again.
You can't get the first, the singles. Okay, unless you find them in the wild, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they reprinted it in a trade paperback that you could get for years. You can't get it now. Oh, what outfit? Well, I was thinking if she, what scene that we're involving that in, what about like jean shorts and a midriff? You know what I mean? Or well, jean shorts wouldn't make sense because you're in that futuristic, something of that size. You know what I mean? Like of that general size. I mean, the fabric is to your discretion, but I think that we run it with maybe like some neon colors. I don't know, with like a sticker on her boob that says "bad bitch" or something. Whatever. Um, but well, because do you remember Saul Bad Guy? This is going to take some of you guys back if you're a fan of fighting games or anything, but you had Saul Bad Guy, who was a Guilty Gear character. He's a great character, but I always thought it was cool that he was a good guy, but his fucking name was Bad Guy. So I never got it as a kid, but whatever. Yeah, I think it'd be fun, and I think the readers will appreciate it, and I think they'll have a lot of fun with it, because you're going to get to see a different side of this character. The last time you saw her, she was grabbing Ricky's dick in issue 2. So seeing her in this like whole different mode, I think is going to be very different for people, because now it's literally like balls to the wall type of deal. I think you guys are going to really enjoy the character and what she has to offer. But anyway, so you had they reprinted it, and it was blue. It was a very funny cover to me, but it was blue, and it had Batman's face like right up against the Predator's face on it, and the Predator was holding like his cape, and he was holding on. He was like trying to slap it in the face with the Batarang, and it was holding his arm with the Batarang. But when it came out, they've released a bunch of them in these like crossover compendium books and stuff. Now they were never in the actual Predator compendiums. They came out in like the Batman Predator thick book, and then they had a Aliens Predator fucking God War for Superman. Yeah, exactly. It was like that. They were like trying to make out. But the best one that a lot of people don't know about, because the print run was so low for a Predator book, was there were 2 of them. Darkness and Witchblade, Mind Games was one of them. And the coolest part about that one was they had a Darkness creature xenomorph. And they had female Yautja, which is the Predator, with the Witchblade fighting it in a space station. It was a really, really cool book. They've had a couple of them with the Darkness and Aliens that were really good. The sad thing about what they did with Jackie, though, they really fucked Jackie in those books. He didn't get to like fight the aliens. For some reason, they made him daytime, and it was like, Jackie can't use the Darkness in the daytime. You know what I mean? And then when they were in space, they just happened to be right by the sun, and he couldn't fucking use the Darkness. But it's a really, really fun series. Here's another good one that I'm a huge fan of. And if you guys read my books, I'm a huge fan of it. Was Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It was also a comic book.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It wasn't a lot of comic books. It had a few issues. But then they did a magazine size book for that as well. And it wasn't like an actual magazine or comic book print. It was like your old school books when you were a kid, but it had a comic book interior.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Those were really cool that they brought out. I think, though, that you guys are really going to enjoy, the stuff that we bring out for Theater 7 and the crossovers and stuff like that. One great thing about the plot for the first arc is, so our character, Artie Mosquito, right? He happens to meet this girl he's like head over heels with. Well, Artie McSquito doesn't know he's trying to fuck his mom. So Penny's got to stop that from happening. And as soon as Penny stops that, she'll get to go back to her world. And like I said, the next arc is going to be the Big Snake arc, which is going to be a lot of fun. She's going to end up in the world of the Big Snake, or AKA Anaconda, and she'll be taking J-Lo's spot. So she'll literally be that character when she lands in the film, and it's going to be a lot of fun. She's looking really good there, Mr. Hunter.
Yes.
I'm excited. I think. Oh man, you guys don't even know. Man, the stuff that we come up with, he and I, is so much fun. You know, we have so much fun. If you guys don't know, Mr. Hunter here is the art director for Ethereal Publications. He's also one of the best artists and most talented individuals I've ever had the privilege to work with, and I really appreciate him.
Certainly does lay down some wicked pencils or drawings, man.
He does. I think that you guys really will enjoy everything involving Theater 7. It's very lewd. Again, you're getting a Devin Massey comic book. You know what I mean? So you're going to get your lewd humor. You're going to get your ditzy main character who has a lot of fun. She's so sweet. Oh my gosh, she listens to the best music. Like I said, I think we're at like 24 covers for this issue coming out. Like, it is by far the most we've ever done. Man, you make her look so sweet, and she's like one of the meanest characters in our entire goddamn book. You know, she's just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good watching that.
Serenity is a character. If you guys have picked up any of the BGD books, you actually get to see her die in issue 1. And then you get to see her again in issue 2, which has to do with the fact she's a tank bred character, which means she's literally was born in a vat, you know, genetically in a vat, created. So whenever she dies, as long as they have the chip that's in her head, they just put the chip in a new body. But I'm not going to give you guys too much more on that. We have a lot of new fans, and I'm very grateful to the new fans that are getting to be introduced to these characters and what they've got going on. She's a lot of fun in a really nasty, gnarly way. Like I said, Ricky's, I don't know. Hey, Bladen, what do you reckon Ricky weighs? I mean, he's like 6'8". He's got to be 400, 500 pounds, huh? I mean, he's a big dude. Yeah, he's a big boy. So, like I said, he's like 6'8", and this chick just comes up and grabs his codpiece, and it's just like, she gives zero fucks. Yeah, zero fucks. Don't draw the dick. Oh, okay. Right on. Don't do the dick live.
Giving us the comparison there.
For sure. Yeah. Ricky's huge. And it's a lot of fun to see the characters and the way they interact. And the whole deal with the dinosaur dick thing is infamous. And you know the story, Lee. You know, we had a friend of ours. Well, we're not going to get into all that about what happened to our friend and everything, or passing away and all that jazz. But she had brought up the fact that we show a lot of female Saurian characters nude, because we have a gentleman's club where they're all dancing. And a couple of them were like, hey, you know, are there any male characters nude? And I was like, oh, shit, I have no idea. I hadn't even thought about that. I hadn't even thought it was terrible. The thought had not crossed my mind in the least. So when we did issue 2, Ricky is nude from page 4 to page 24. And it's a lot of fun. And you actually get to see the dino dangle at the very end of the book. If anybody's curious, pick up the issue. You can get them from the website. You can get them from me. A lot of fun. And I'm not telling you guys if he's cut or not, because I get asked that all the time. So, you know, I'll say this: it's longer than my fucking arm. I'm sure. It's all in size comparison, right? Um, but I do really think that you guys are going to enjoy BGD3 as well as If It Hops. If It Hops is coming. The new issue is out October. I'm really proud of the team because we've gone from a book every 3 months to a book every 6 weeks to a book every 4 weeks. So if you guys are fans of our stories, our books, we literally have a new book every 4 weeks now. So starting in August of this year, there will be a new BGD book in people's homes every month. And I couldn't be happier. Look at Greed right now. We were just talking about it. What's it at? Let's check it out now. Greed is at it won't load for me.
Oh, Bladen's got it.
Oh, well, there you go. See, 6,600. What a number. What a number, friendo.
Indeed. So how long have people got left to, like go and have a look on your Kickstarter campaign, man?
We've got 2 hours left on the Kickstarter.
Yep.
Like I said, one of the coolest things that we've done, and you guys, if you haven't picked up any books from us, right now is a good time with the end of the Kickstarter right now because we've already unlocked the 6 additional pages.
Yep.
And that's important to us. That's something that Bladen and I came up with a couple issues back. We're very happy. We started with BGD2. That's when we started it. We started with BGD2. Whenever we reach a certain point, I bet it is. When we reach that point, though, for each campaign now is an unlock. We add you guys additional pages, full story pages, not just artwork, not just pinups. We give you guys full story. And this guy says pain in the butt, but I tell you, he really, really fell in love with the last 6 pages we did for If It Hops. For issue 1, we unlocked those. These next 6 pages you guys are going to get are from David Ocampo and Ed Garcia. What's going on, Steph? Dave die. But it's been quite the experience with that, so we're very, very happy to be able to give you guys the additional pages. One cool thing that we're about to start doing shortly is we've got the new season of pillows coming out here in about a month and a half. If you guys didn't get the pillows or see the pillows, there's actually one behind me. I'm not going to pick it up, but you can see it. The demo pillow is literally right behind me. And we sold like 20 of them in a 3-week span. You know what I mean? They did really, really well. They're really soft. They're incredible pillows. They also come with implants. That's a selling point for our pillows. Boobs, exactly. So they do come with actual implants that are silicone. They're fucking crazy how real they feel. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. But they're $325 a pillow with the implants. They come from A to F, so everybody gets to pick their fancy on those. Lots of fun. But the next season of pillows from us starts next month. Or not next month, sorry, the month after in August with BGD. So you guys will be able to pick up your pillows, your art prints, and everything else. We've got a bunch of stuff coming out. The new baseball cards that they are the pillows with the lovely lady lumps. They damn sure are. Fuck it, I still can't believe that shit, but whatever. So we're doing, and a new thing to you, Lee, that we've not talked about is we're doing collectible cards now. And look at Bladen, he's on top of it. We're doing collectible cards. And one of the coolest things about our cards is we're doing packs like you would have gotten as a kid at your local supermarket or whatever else like that.
Are you putting gum in there?
I'm not doing the gum. The gum's fucking nuts. I'm not doing it. It's too expensive.
Oh, so you actually have looked into the gum side of things?
I did. Look how good Bladen did these fucking layouts for these cards.
Yeah.
Like they're just awesome. They're so awesome. And every pack will have a chance at a 1 in 25 foil or a 1 in 25. Oh, they look so good, dude. Or a 1 in 25 artist proof signed card. And these are all sealed 15 pack cards, guys, just like you would get Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, anything else. They are super, super nice. As well as the statues and action figures. Statues and action figures will be available starting Christmas this year. So we just signed our contracts for those. Bunch of crazy stuff going on. Bladen is a rock star for sure. That man is my rock. But he and I work really, really well together, and I like to say that we're a hell of a team, the two of us. But so we've got all those things going on. Then you've got stuff, like I said, for those of you guys that are joining us or haven't seen them. Theater 7 is coming out here in just a couple weeks. That's our main character, Penny. Penny's great. She's a lot of fun. I love working with Penny. Some of the cover artists are just, they went ham on these. They're really, really good. Thrilled with how much work everybody's putting into it. If you're looking at the, speaking of new stuff, if you're looking at the Greed campaign, if you go down it, you'll notice that we added the preview for Underland. Underland is beautiful, guys. It's something very different than anything else we've done so far. The pages are just so much fun. I mean, they're just a lot of fun. Liaris Cross is doing that book. I'm thrilled with it. Oh, for sure. Hey, yeah.
I just read that.
Handle that. Handle my light work, Lee.
Oh, handle it. Well, all right. I'm not really sure what Steph wants me to say, but I'll just ramble on for you, mate, so you can get your weekly dose of Australian. Yeah.
That's what he comes for, so just ramble for a minute.
Oh, all right. I'm covering. So, yes. So, what'd you say? 2 hours to go on your, about 2 hours left on Grade 3. Anyone that hasn't got it, go and get it. And then you got Theatre 7 dropping in about a fortnight. Is that correct? 2 weeks?
We've got about 2 weeks, and then Theatre 7 will
and the
drop.
the one thing that everyone should be excited about is you can get some Devon Massey original artwork, because that'd be good stuff to have. And, so I would, well, one of those would go really well on my wall. I'd love that stuff.
I agree. I can make that happen for you, sir.
Oh, ripper. Look at that. Hey? And then you got Bladen banging away there on the screen, just nailing out things left, right, and center, making me like his artwork even more than when I see it on the finished page. So it's always nice seeing an artist go through their processes, I think, anyway, mate. That's one of the interesting things about comic books for me. Sure. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've been a little bit mesmerized by Bladen's work, actually, Dustin. I sort of dropped off talking to you for the last 20 minutes just watching old mate draw you.
Well, I think that it's imperative, and he and I have talked about it a lot, but you guys being able to see his work, and we're going to have him on live a lot more so you guys can see what he's doing. I don't have his T-Rex mask yet, so when I get his T-Rex mask, you guys will get to see him with the T-Rex mask on. He's a little gun shy. We love him to pieces, but he's a little gun shy. So I gotta order his T-Rex mask so he can, be live and whatnot. Oh, is that right? Best thing about Ethereum is the Steph Wilson covers. I'm not going to argue that it's up there. They're up there.
The circles,
they're definitely up there. I love the circle covers. I'll say this with a lot of confidence. If you look at Steph's covers, they're constantly getting better. Like, I think that he's just improving his craft just like the rest of us. So if you're a new fan of Steph Wilson, It's a great time to be a fan of Steph Wilson. Like, it's a really great time. But he is he's doing covers for Fallen Leaves coming up in September, which is our fantasy series that starts up in September. And he's talked me into letting him have these incredible covers called EILF covers, which stands for Elf I'd Like to Fuck. And I'm okay with this. It's mad fun. So every issue will have a EILF cover along with his normal covers. But I'm going to make sure he gets out of his normal box with these EILF covers. So expect as dirty as I can possibly get from Steph Wilson on these covers. I'm trying anyway. We'll see. So this actually coming up, we've only got a few more months of the year of the Blue Flame left. And next year we'll be doing the year of the Digital Flame starting in January. And the first book we drop in January is actually going to be BGD issue 4. So you guys won't have to wait long between issue 3 and issue 4. Because I know we're all itching to get this storyline going and for you guys to get to see more and more of it. You know, Shawnee's an intelligent lady. She says all the right things. But there's a lot going on in the story. Between the Theater 7 stuff, we've got the Fallen Leaves stuff, we've got Underland. Very shortly, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be at 9 books or 9 IPs this year. So it's really exciting for us. If you guys are fans of any of our books, just know that we're starting to get to the point where very early next year we should easily be doing 2 books a month. I'm not trying to kill Bladen right now because he does 3 of my books. So really not trying to, break that guy's back.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bladen, you're whipping through that drawer in there, mate.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Unreal.
he is, this issue is going to be really interesting, issue 3 of BGD, because Serenity is going at it with, Bladen's favorite character, which is Maya. So I'm not spoiling. I was just saying. I promise. I'm not spoiling anything. You guys are going to get to see some cool stuff. You'll get to see our spicy Maya, in a little bit of action herself. And then we've got, oh my gosh, Penny. Like I said, 30 almost 30 covers. I'm fairly certain we're at that, Bladen, almost 30 covers. Speaking of beautiful covers, if you guys, we still got a little bit of time left on Greed, and I'll show you guys a couple of beautiful covers from Greed. That's Greg Bow and Gwen's cover, which was absolutely stunning. There are a bunch of really, really good ones. There's a Steph Wilson cover. There's the connecting Steph Wilson cover. We've never done those before, so that's really, really exciting for us to have connecting covers. And then you've got Bladen's cover, which was just fucking awesome.
Awesome.
And here's Greg Bow's Year of the Blue Flame cover. A lot of fun. Yeah, no, he has no problem ever getting his point across, dude. Don't ever think that he does. There's a page out of Underland. All kinds of good art coming in, guys. If you're an Adam Fields fan, he's absolutely wrecking covers right now. Love to see his stuff. Anthony Helmer. If you guys have not seen or heard of Anthony Helmer, he's awesome. He's an awesome artist, and he's working with us now. I think his next cover is actually a Theater 7 cover. I haven't even seen it yet. But he did this one for Underland, the preview edition. There is a wild version of this cover, so if you guys want to see that, get a hold of me. Then you got Sean's cover. How could I fucking forget Sean's? Sean's Greed cover was awesome. Like, just awesome. If you guys are into Sean Forney stuff, he does a lot of Do You Poo, Naughty and Nice. You see him all over the place. Let's see. There's another Greg Bow Greed cover with Gwen. Yeah, this was this one hit really hard, man. We got a lot of really good covers. There's a Theater 7 interior page. All kinds of fun stuff going on right now. Oh, there's another Bladen cover. That was his the listener 4. His You're the Blue Flame cover. It came out beautiful. Like, fuck, that's a good one.
Indeed.
All kinds of stuff. Lenadai's newest BGD cover. Ridiculously talented folks at Ethereal, guys. Like, ridiculous. We have a lot of fun, though. We have a lot of fun. And if you'd like us in your local comic shop, please let us know. You know, we'll break balls to be there with bells on. So Penny's showing up everywhere. It's gonna be so good, man. I'm excited. Just a couple weeks, and then the cool thing again, like I mentioned before, guys, we are doing a book a month now. So if you're waiting on any books, you're waiting on a particular series we put out, it's going to be out in no time. You know, they will be out in absolutely no time at all. You shouldn't wait more than 2 months to get between each issue. So right now, and next year, like I said, next year it'll be 2 books a month. So.
And Bladen will be hard at work.
Oh man, that guy works his ass off for sure. Like, for sure. Like, if I'm ever up late writing, that's the guy that's like, hey, dude, you're up too? Yes, sir. I certainly am. We just actually, we just finished the script for BGD 5. I edited the script. It's done. So that'll be out in no time, too. I mean, we got a couple issues in between 3 and 5, but it's going to be good. I'm excited about it.
Very busy times.
Yeah, man. Well, we're not the only ones. You're fucking busting shit out too over there.
Oh, yeah, doing what I can, mate. You know, life keeps me on my toes, so it's going all right. So.
Yeah, you're putting out just as much work as everybody else is.
Oh, yeah, I am. But it's just me, mate. So it's like down in the old granny flat and Lloyd and Izzy banging away. So got a big splash page to finish today. So hopefully I finish it today. So fingers crossed. I'll be happy if I get it done. So.
Oh man, you'll get there. You put more lines on a page than anybody I've ever met. Like, if you guys haven't seen Lee's work, look up fucking Lee Chalker. This man puts lines on pages. Like, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, I don't like wasting paper, Dustin. So,
this guy is the anti-negative space, gentlemen.
But it's a double-edged sword, mate. Because while I'm not wasting paper, I'm belting through ink like there's no tomorrow. So it's
Yeah, I imagine that.
Yeah. So going for trying to get Battle for Bustle issue 5 all finished up, mate. Got another few pages to add to it because, as I said to you earlier, being a dickhead, I decided to add another 8 or so pages to the issue. So, just flesh it out, being busy, enjoying my artwork, mate. So all is good.
On. I love it. One cool thing about Serenity, guys, is every time she dies, we give her different highlights in her hair. Like in this issue, her highlights will be green. So she's a lot of fun to work with. And you'll find out that she's fucking batshit crazy. What's going on, Peter?
Good morning, Peter.
Peter has an awesome book.
He does.
About an anthropomorphic fucking fox that lives in this amazing like library, like something straight out of the labyrinth. It's just awesome. I'm a big fan of Peter Lane, guys. If you get the opportunity, make sure you check out some of his work. He's an incredibly talented individual. Now, to be fair, he doesn't do boobies and stuff like we do, but he does great children's books. So make sure you check out that stuff.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, Peter's a great dude.
Sky's Cabin Library, it's called.
Yes, exactly. See, I'm shit for memory. If I don't have a post-it note around this 60-inch screen here, chances are that I have to ask Bladen to remind me what it is. Chances are he doesn't remember either. So, chances are we forgot the title of said book very easily. But to be fair, we have a team of 39 talented folks. Currently own 2 different companies in comics, and it is 3 different technically, but it's a lot to keep up with, and we're very grateful for our teams and how awesome they are. And again, congratulations to all of them on this Greed campaign, because everyone worked so hard on this issue. Like when you do a new art team on a book, and to be fair, David was on it before a compo, and he still colors all of it. But it's like, if we hadn't had him on it again, it would be such a difficult thing. But David is one of our key colorers, and he's been with us for almost 2.5 years now. So it's always a pleasure to see, him in his element. And he's been working on these characters since their conception for Greed. So it was very helpful to have him on to help Ed, move Ed into this seat and get these characters moving. But they're great. I mean, Oz is a 10-year-old kid with a monster under the bed. I mean, who doesn't want a monster under their bed except he's a dick? You know what I mean? Nobody wants the dick monster, So, but he's a great character. He's loosely based on my son, who's also named Oz. And but my son is 3. Our main character's 10. But you'll get to see some nuances of his personality in this character. But it isn't a kid's book, and everybody's like, "Is it a child's book? Can I give it to my kids?" Don't give it to your kids. Do yourself a favor and don't give it to your children. Enjoy it yourself. Because it is gory, it is gnarly. There are plenty of sexual innuendos in it. Never around the 10-year-old kid, of course. And he's never around the events when events happen and shit. But it's a lot of fun. It was a real challenge to write the way that I write and make a young character as the main character. Because if you follow Greed, there is very little language in the book when Oz is in the frames, and that was a challenge in itself, because you've got these really awful characters like Lilith, you know what I mean? If you're going to bring the Queen of Horrors into a conversation, she's probably not going to talk like your English teacher. She's kind of a foul-mouthed individual. So it was an interesting thing to try to put these characters in the same places, but still give it that, safety for this 10-year-old kid. Not that he's safe from getting eaten, dying, getting squashed, impaled, whatever, because he's not. He's definitely not safe from anything. But we do have
all in a day's work, mate. Hey,
exactly.
Being an adventurer.
For sure. But we do have Cade. Cade is a lot of fun being Oz's monster under the bed. He does fight demons. He does eat demons. He's all kinds of shit. But he's also a very opportunistic individual. Lots of fun. Ha 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 ha. Heather had my ass for that title, right? She about had my ass. She was like, "You're giving too much away with the title, asshole." And I was like, "Man, look, if people don't get it, man, I promise you, Shawnee, this issue will get everyone's attention. Greed 3 will get everyone's attention, because it leads into so much. I mean, we introduced Wrath, like the Sin Wrath in this issue, and he's a mean little fucking prick. Like, I've written, if you guys have read, I mean, most of you guys and gals in the room have, if you've read any of my stuff, I write some really fucked up characters, and I think Wrath is by far the scariest character I've ever written. And the fact that he walks around in like an 8-year-old kid's body makes him even scarier. Let me put it this way. If you have children and they've ever walked around in the dark when they're supposed to be in your bed and you're not expecting it, you know what I'm saying? Little people can be terrifying. You know what I mean? So like this kid to be possessed by this sin is terrifying. You know, did I mention he was a Nazi? No, not tonight. Okay, well, the kid's a Nazi. You know, he's literally from the time period, and he hasn't aged because he was possessed back then, and he has the same shitty concepts. So he's absolutely terrifying. Oh my God, Oz got me so bad the other day, Shawnee. So I'm like in bed and I'm sitting here and I'm writing down ideas on the tablet and shit. So I get up to pee, walk out of the bathroom, and he's there. Like I was not expecting him to be there. And mind you, he's only 3, so he's not very tall. So like I come around the corner and he's looking up at me, and I swear it was like something out of the fucking Shining. You know? Love the shit out of my little dude, but he scared the hell out of me. Like the hell out of me. But
did you yell?
Oh, I did. Oh, absolutely. And Heather thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. So, wow.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a real good schnoz on her there, Mr. Hunter. It's looking good. And now, not so much. Don't do that craziness. But it looks good.
That's a good piece of art, mate.
For sure. If you guys have never seen anything by Bladen, my suggestion, you can go to, let's see if I have it on here real quick. I'll send you guys. You can go to our wow, I don't have it on here. I'll throw it up here now. Hold on. You can go here. You can go there, and you can grab our PDFs for $4.99 a piece. And my suggestion is go and pick up BGD1 to see for yourself. I think that's the best way to introduce you to his art style. We can't read that. It's too good. Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I agree. But if you go check out BGD1 on the website, you can grab the PDF for $5, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He blew me away. Like, he and I are a good pair. We're a really good team. And adding David Acampo to us, the three of us, we're a very good team to work together. And when I saw the fact that he could just draw these images like straight out of my gourd, it was the coolest thing in the world to me. Because I'm a big fan of good art. Like, if you guys are following Ethereal or pay attention to anything we do, we really only use AAA talent, and that's not a joke or BS or anything. Most of our teams are professionals that are amazingly talented folks and have worked on incredible things. Speaking of incredibly talented individuals, and Devin Massey with Theater 7, Dan Kemp is coloring that book. And if you don't know who Dan Kemp is, you really need to look him up. He's an absolute maestro of colors. He's done so many Spawn covers. He's colored so many Spawn covers. Check the guy out. He's incredibly, incredibly talented, and a great human being. I mean, I'm digging your shoes there, friendo. They're looking good. Oh, but I do think that you guys are going to enjoy this issue coming up. I'm convinced that it's going to do better than issue 2. And I mean, it's going to be hard to beat hashtag Naked Dinosaur John Wick, but I think we can handle it. I do.
That's mesmerizing stuff, man. It's like sit here with a cup of coffee and watch that all day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we have tried to. Well, we're working on a lot of things right now. Um, yes, that's one of the things that we're talking about. We're talking about doing live streams for you guys to watch us bullshit and then the products and how we put things together and our systems. And um, we're talking about all kinds of fun stuff, having Lee on and Lee drawing alongside of Bladen. And, you know, I know you're excited about it. We've talked about it. I told you he was into it. Um, but then we've got some ideas like a lot of people are asking about the writing. You know, do I write anything else outside of what you guys normally get to see? I do. I write a lot of things. And we're going to be doing live streams of, I think we're doing some tabletop RPGs to show you guys some writing styles, some storytelling that we would get into. What is that?
Reference for a shoe, I would think, mate.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, man, that's a fucked up looking dick. So,
Just getting perspectives right and making sure it's happening. I'm enjoying this, man. I'm totally opposite. I know exactly what Bladen's doing. I just do it on paper with like little notes and sketchbooks beside me, man. So it's.
Well, I think that when we go to do the release for Theater 7, I can't get Devin on for you guys, and I'll explain why. He just doesn't like. He's not big into technology, but I was thinking when we do the live stream for the release of Theater 7 that we should have you guys do a little duet action that Friday evening. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. Hey, we try, Peter. You know, we try. If it's boring, nobody wants to fucking watch it. You know what I mean? So we try to be a little different. I was caught off guard. I didn't know, my bestie was going to be on here drawing tonight, so I was a little caught off guard. But I'm excited to have him. We're going to have him
It's
more.
good to be adaptable, mate. You got to be adaptable.
Got to be adaptable. What is it? What they fucking say on Friends? Pivot, motherfucker, pivot. So,
yeah.
But we'll be doing a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, if you guys follow the Facebook page or anything, or the Instagram, or the actual website, we've literally got like 7 more covers for Theater 7 you guys haven't seen yet, with the wild additions to most of them. So there's plenty of, well, like I was telling Lee earlier, I let Trevor off the. I let Graceless out of Trevor for a little bit, so you guys are going to get some wild covers for him. They're going to be great. But we are at an hour and 23 minutes this evening, guys. I'm thrilled. I've got to get back to working on some stuff. Bladen's doing some craziness, I know, with BGD3. We, like I said before, though, we have a lot going on, so make sure you guys follow the Facebook page and pay attention to all the shit that's going on, because there's a lot of really cool stuff, from stickers to posters to action figures to pillows, skateboards, you name it. We're working on it right now. Like officially licensed statues from Guy Monster Maker. There's all kinds of really, really cool stuff coming out. Look forward to the next set of pillows, guys, which is, like I said, just a couple months out. But Bladen and I were talking about the fall pillows already, and they're going to be batshit fucking crazy. If any of you guys have read the PDF for If It Hops issue 1 that you should have gotten your email if you pre-ordered it, Ryoshi is going to be the name of the game for the said pillow. Yeah. Are you pulling that up? Anyway, so if you picked up the PDF, Ryoshi's a great character. She's gonna be fucking sitting on a jack-o'-lantern, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. I'm sure you will. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see it. But we've got so many good photos, so many good covers, so much good artwork coming out that it'd be a shame. Oh, there it is. It's up there. It's in the middle. Oh, yeah. You're going to show them what the character looks like? I got you. Okay. Yeah, she's a great character. Super duper fun. She is totally fucked. Like, the character is just so jacked up. But yeah, the pillow is going to be really, really good, guys. Her face will be all lit up in blue. The jack-o'-lantern is going to be like blue flames. If you guys haven't seen the character, again, hit me up. You can actually get the PDF on the Greed campaign right now for If It Hops issue 1. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go up there and snag that for $4.99 and check the character out. She is an absolute blast. And we also, first appearance of Agent K is in that too, Lee. So Agent K is a great character. We're looking at all kinds of boobies. I can't help it. Our whole shit is boobies. I got dinosaur boobies. I got fucking rabbit boobies. You name it. I don't have any fish boobies yet.
Oh, I'm sure there's plans for that, mate.
You know, I'm not leaving the fish people out.
Don't discriminate against the fish people.
That's right. Nobody's going to get left out. So we'll make sure we hook all them up. No safe for work, Ryoshi. Yeah. Hey, our fish people are the best sushi you've ever seen in your life, let me tell you. So anyway, that being said, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your time. We'll have Bladen on as often as we can possibly get him on here. Fish boobies. I don't know what issue. I have no idea. It's going to be If It Hops, I'm sure, because we've already got Agent O. Is that a no down there? Not If It Hops. Oh, you mean the Bounty Hunter book? We got that too. That's fair. I forgot. I already have fish boobies. See, I don't remember things. I got sticky notes. I already got fish boobies somewhere. Y'all aren't even prepared. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate you for hanging out with Lee and I, on Comics Unbound every Friday night when we're not dealing with shenanigans. We are here, and Saturday mornings for you guys over there down under, over Chonder, across the pond and whatnot.
Yeah, where men beat crocodiles with frying pans.
Look, man, that shit blew my mind because I am a huge reptile fan. Like, throughout my life, I've always had them, big snakes, big monitors, you name it, we've had it. And, we used to breed poison dart frogs till our kids were born. Always, Shawnee, always. But you guys have got to see this video. This old motherfucker walks down the stairs with a frying pan and swats this salty right in the fucking face. And I'm just like, Peter, did they do that shit where you live? They hit fucking crocodiles with goddamn pans and whatnot?
Pete's more he's more in metropolitan Australia than
okay. All right. Well, you don't got goddamn Crocodile Dundee where you live. So, yeah. Where the fuck was, Steve Irwin Jr. to save the fucking crocodile with the guy with the pan?
Probably on a film set, mate. Getting makeup done.
Probably. I'm okay with it. I like that kid. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a nice fella.
But anyway, thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
See you.